Hi, everybody. Hello, welcome to the live. I think I might do something hat wise. Sure, let's try this one. Do something hat wise for the live, unless it's too hot. Anyway, sorry. This live is going to be pretty boring. It's going to be about Candace Owens and fucking Erica Kirk. I mean, I guess what I decided to do, I was trying to go above the evil tyrants of the day to the evil god, Baal, or Baal, whatever his name is. It doesn't matter because he's an evil god. Needs to be disposed of. I was thinking by going over the heads of the Epstein class, disposing of that god, having that kind of focus, getting everybody on that focus. I still think that's a good way to go. I think that's a good project to be engaging in, a mission to go be on. But I guess tonight I decided to go the opposite. And instead of focusing all the angst that gets focused on all these different agents in all of this, instead of directing it at the tyrants who are responsible, or the tyrannical false gods, responsible for them being like that. And I do believe in that. I believe in focusing on the leaders, the top. I was like, but you know what? It is satisfying when you see their foot soldiers, when you see their minions and commanders and stuff go down as well. And while some of the most satisfying is seeing consequences for ICE agents, thanks. See, when you see cops arresting ICE agents, when you see ICE agents having consequences, ICE agents kidnapping other ICE agents or kidnapping each other's wives or kids or something like that, when you see consequences for the ICE agents, that's satisfying. When you see consequences for their bigger leaders, it's satisfying. But the ones that I want to go ahead and get to the consequence stage for, um, the level right now that I figure I'd focus on is this Erica Kirk, Candace Owens level. Because they're the same thing. There's supposed to be a beef between them or whatever. But they're the same thing, and they're both expendable to the larger network. Like, they don't matter. Um, you know, they get on my feed. I guess I watched some stuff about these guys a while back, and so I'm guilty of ever having clicked anything about them. And then I do watch Lauren Pietra. I'm not sure how to say her name, but I do watch Lauren, and she's done some stuff on this. So, YouTube's cramming it down my feed. And of course, I'm sick of been sick of Candace Owens, sick of Erica Kirk, as sick as everybody else is. Everybody's sick of these people, and the fact that they are a distraction from this other stuff. They're serving their purpose by being distracting for Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. Uh, while they serve that purpose, and I'm like, I've avoided talking about them. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make that purpose backfire on them by talking about it tonight. No, I can't stand the Young Turks. Like, you got to understand, I'm a leftist, right? I'm on the side of the left. Okay? So maybe you don't have a lot of connections to people in the leftist community, but I mean, I've seen them. I know who Anna and Sink are, whatever his name is. Kank, whatever his name is. And Anna, I know who they are. I'd seen them some years ago. But you got to understand how leftists feel about the Young Turks. Now, for instance, I never watch any content by the Young Turks. I may have accidentally watched some people that are employed by them that have a different name on their channel because I didn't realize it was the Young Turks. And yet, every single day, inevitably, anytime I turn on YouTube, I never click them, but anytime I turn on YouTube, they're always recommending the Young Turks video to me. and I never click them. If I'm about to click something, I make sure it's not the Young Turks, and I click. I don't watch Adam Mockler anymore either. I did watch Adam Mockler for a little while. Then I saw him just telling himself. He was like, half my audience thinks Putin runs Trump, and the other half, the half that I agree with, the half that I'm preserving a leftist community that somehow remains blissfully unaware of Putin running Trump. And he agrees with them. So it's like, okay, well, you work for Putin. You know, Adam Mockler's out there to say everything that, many leftists want to hear, but reserve the blame of Putin. So he works for Putin. And so that's kind of the subject that I'm talking about here. It has to do with fake channels like the Young Turks or Adam Mockler. It has more to do with faker channels like Candace Owens or Erica Kirk. Okay? So I'm getting the Erica Kirk content again. Partly it's because I watch some of this stuff, I'm getting stuff about Candace Owens. Again, partly because I watch some of this stuff. But like I just pointed out about the Young Turks, even though I never watched their stuff, YouTube every single day is trying to push the Young Turks on me. So you know that the Young Turks is the leftist, they're not, but is the supposed leftist channel that's acceptable to Net and YouTube, that Net and YouTube wants to push on you. Anyway, I don't know if that's the reaction you were expecting when you asked about if I watched the Young Turks, but it is getting at the subject that I'm getting at. Erica Kirk, Candace Owens, they're both Nazis, okay? They're both part of the Trump Putin terrorist network. Candace Owens can be the one that, Net and YouTube will allow everybody to talk about. That she'll be the point person for criticizing, I don't know, Israel or something, but not Trump. So it's like she's going to take the criticism to Israel, but the same criticism can be applied to Trump. Whatever she's trying to blame Israel for, you can blame Trump for. But she's not trying to do that. She's trying to blame Israel for it. Now, this is something I think the Zionists should probably know. Why do you say you're my enemy? You said you didn't even vote. Look, we're going to have to get some things clear here. We need, comments, reactions and comments, okay? You should know the drill from being on platforms before. React and comment, and then we can get something going here, okay? I'm going to have to change hats. Or I just have to go hat this for a little while. I mean, okay, Nature Boy 3000 said, or 3200 said, Candace does it for the views. I think okay. I mean, of course, people do things for views. I'm not saying that's a erroneous assessment of Candace Owens. You're right. Candace does it for the views. She also seems to be the person on the planet. There's one person on the planet in this role. She's the person on the planet who cares, who gives a flying fuck about Charlie Kirk. She cares about Charlie Kirk. She seems to be the only one. She's the only person on the planet who cares about Charlie Kirk. I feel very confident in that assessment. No one else gives a flying fuck, right? But Candace Owens does because I think she had a crush on him or something. She's in love with him or something. And she does it for the views. Mostly for the views. Whatever it could be her deepest desire, her greatest passion, the true calling of her heart to be in love with Charlie Kirk. And she still does it for the views more than she does it for her heart for Charlie Kirk. Well, of course, TYT has been talking and making friends with Tucker Carlson lately. And their excuse is Tucker Carlson is the only person who spoke out about Gaza. He's not. Tucker Carlson, as far as I know, doesn't even really speak out against Gaza. I love Sammy Obeid, the comedian. But, it makes me cringe a little bit when he says he likes Tucker Carlson. That's not how it works. Free Palestine, but not like this. Not like this. There's ways to free Palestine that don't involve Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson. You see what I'm saying? They're the ones who got it there. They're the ones who made it this way. Anyway, so I get inundated with this stuff about Candace Owens, Erica Kirk. The interesting thing about the Erica Kirk stuff is now, like, it's a way of distracting people from things, but she's one of them. It's not that big of a distraction. You only have to talk about Erica Kirk seriously for about 30 seconds before you're implicating all the other evil actors in this, because she won the Trump beauty pageant. She went and did the Romanian Angels orphanage, kidnapped kids, sex trafficked them to U.S. military, harvested their organs for Israel. Like, it's all right there. It's not, that was one sentence. I said 30 seconds. That was one sentence. Like, you really can't responsibly talk about Erica Kirk for very long without getting right into the heart of the Epstein files, Trump, all of it. Now, I've seen plenty of videos where people do talk about Erica Kirk for 20, 30 minutes, or just 5 or 10 minutes. And they might skirt around the Romanian angels stuff. They might mention Romanian angels, but they somehow act like being lesbian is worse. Now, grooming a young girl is part of that. That is bad. But they act like, Milo Yiannopoulos called her out for being lesbian. Like, that was the problem. No, being a 25-year-old grooming a 15-year-old is the problem. But he can't mention that. He wants, and so that's the whole thing with these MAGA. Like, they'll even criticize each other. But, like, Candace Owens will criticize Israel for killing Charlie Kirk, but not Donna Kupetinsky, not Trump. She might even throw a bone to Gaza. Candace Owens might even say something about the hundreds of thousands of kids they killed in Gaza. She doesn't care about them, but she'll say something about them to get the views. She'll say something about them to get your trust, your engagement, your audience. She's basically exploiting them for that purpose. And then she doesn't say anything against Trump for what he did. So just like Adam Mockler. Adam Mockler might say all the good things, but he won't speak out against Putin. So that just goes to show they'll put somebody in the left. They'll give them an audience. They'll do all these things to make it seem like you've got something. But anytime you watch these people that are criticizing, when they're not just showing Candace Owens, they're showing the other creators that Net and YouTube keeps pushing on me. Like, it's the same people. It's the same small contingent of people that the platform makes seem like it's a whole side of the story. Nature Boy says, people don't care about doing the right thing. They care about what brings in revenue. Hold on, I get to finish reading his comment. Bari Weiss was able to sell her company for $200 million for good stories on Israel. Isn't she the one that took over the CBS and stuff? And didn't they just cancel Stephen Colbert? And didn't not cancel Stephen Colbert, but cancel Stephen Colbert's report? Wasn't Stephen Colbert supposed to be canceled after October, though? Anyway, didn't they cancel Stephen Colbert's report? And didn't his report go viral on YouTube, shutting YouTube down for apparently 85 minutes? Did that all happen today? Is this topical enough for you? Yeah, everybody hates Trump. Adam is really pro-Ukraine. No, he's not. He's pro-Putin. Adam won't make the necessary connection that Putin runs Trump. I've heard Adam say himself, I agree with the people in my audience, half of my audience, according to him, half of my audience doesn't think Putin runs Trump. The other half of his audience does think Putin runs Trump. He's very aware and has had all the debates with thousands of people who are constantly telling him Putin runs Trump. Putin runs Donna Kupetinsky. And he's like, no, I don't buy it. He's a plant. So he's not for Ukraine. He's exploiting Ukraine. Just like Candace Owens isn't for Gaza. She's exploiting Gaza. That's all. Anybody who talks about this but doesn't talk about to the extent of criticizing Putin, Trump, and Netanyahu is just not doing it. Yeah, Putin sucks. See, we've got some people that are getting it. Okay, what does Shadowban say? They said they told Stephen Colbert he could do the interview, but he'd have to give the Republican candidate the same airtime to abide by law. That's not what we're talking about, dude. Or maybe it is. Which interview are you talking about Stephen Colbert did? It was the interview today that Stephen Colbert did that they didn't allow to air on TV, but since he put it on YouTube, it broke YouTube, broke the internet or whatever. We didn't have YouTube access for 85 minutes apparently. You could be right, Shadowband. I totally forgot who we were talking to. That Democrat dude from Texas. Oh, Tallarico, the guy who's not Jasmine Crockett. Tallarico. I mean, first of all, that doesn't even seem true. Like, he's a primary candidate. I don't know if you could have to give equal airtime to a Republican. Which Republican? I guess maybe there's an unopposed Republican candidate. I mean, there is something true to giving equal airtime, but I don't know how much it applies, how that works. Yeah, free Palestine, but not like this. Not like this. If your methods for freeing Palestine involve, having to quote Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, chumming up to Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, no, like that's not going to work. For one, they don't have your interests at heart. They're going to use you. And for two, they're Trump-Mutineers. They're just the wing of the Trump-Mutineers who are going to turn on the Zionists. They're already turning on the Zionists. MTG's good bait for Trump-Mutineers. Trump-Mutineers are death-threatening MTG, right? Well, that's good bait to catch a few of them. How many of the people who've death-threatened MTG have they caught so far? Oh, that's right, none probably. Like, why won't they catch the MAGA Trump-Mutineers who threaten? I just saw a video about this. This was, I don't know, Stallworth or somebody. I can't remember the name of the senator or congressman or whoever he was. Grilling Clan Blondie. And he's asking Clan Blondie, why won't your DOJ stop any of the people death threatening my kids, my family, myself and my family and my kids? Why won't you stop any of those death threats? Why won't you investigate any of that stuff? They didn't show her response in the clip that I saw. But, he had to ask that question because Trump mutineers are death threatening them. Aren't they free now? Who are we talking about? Who free now? Who are we talking about? The interviews on YouTube, yeah. Stephen Colbert interviewed some guy. Oh no, Palestine's not free. No, they're not free. Aren't they free now? Is that like a joke on Trump's supposed ceasefire? It's not a ceasefire? Okay. It's funny that when people who don't really care about things pretend to care about something, what they care about is skin color. Just saying, just throwing it out there. When you don't actually care about things, but you're going to pretend to care about something, the thing you decide, well, no, you don't sound legitimate. You know what I'm saying? Do you know why I think you don't sound legitimate? Because I've seen you before in the chat. I'm smoke tough and worry about my Second Amendment rights. Do you worry about your Second Amendment rights? Who is the threat to your Second Amendment rights? What's wrong with turning on Zios? Genuine question. Well, turning on, think about what your question implies, because you know who I was talking about, right? What's wrong with turning on Zionists? Turning on them. Why were you allied with them in the first place? Do you see what I'm saying? You were allied with Zionists. you probably know that you're a Nazi and that you tricked the Zionists into doing your bidding as Nazis, right? So when you're like, what's wrong with turning on Zionists? Well, what's wrong is you're a Nazi. You see what I'm saying? What's wrong with turning on Zionists is that you were allied with Zionists. Since you're not identifying as a Zionist yourself, you're the other wing of the Trump-Putin terrorist network, the Nazis. Shit ain't hard, dude. Like, did I answer your question to your satisfaction? Should you probably not be here? Just saying. It's a genuine question. But are you a genuine person? Like, come on, can you be a little more genuine? Like, this is for real, dude. Z, yeah, you seem to have a problem. You've been here quite a bit. And you seem to have a problem. Sorry about the Nazis in chat, y'all. Is it binary? I mean, there's spectrums in the world too. Somebody asked, is Blood of Dorn asked, is the world as binary as you make it seem? What's binary is Nazi and anti-Nazi. Okay, there's the truth, which is good and anti-Nazi. Okay, then there's the fucking Nazis, the Trump-Putineers, the MAGA. The MAGA Trump-Putineers, all their stuff is based on lies. So it all breaks down into further binaries. But the real binary is between good and evil. We're good. They're evil. I don't know if you're one of them or not, but make sure to like the stream and subscribe. Yeah, thanks, Mezzy. Johnny on the spot, I can take you out of the live. You don't have to be here commenting. I can just mute you. You're not going to contribute. You're not going to matter. You're not going to be missed. That's like that's your constant state of life, isn't it? To not be missed. You were never much in life. You know, when you think about it, you're one of those who, you're like Epstein. You're one of those who, you know, in life, you weren't really much in life. You're like Epstein in that way, and other ways. You were never much in life. So anyway, this was going to be about being done with Candace Owens and what's her name? Eric Kirk. Okay, they're basically the same, right? Candace Owens and Eric Kirk are basically the same. They're like, you know, the evil version of Biggie and Tupac, you know? Like they're having a beef, but, you know, they're... What was your reply? Did I ignore your reply? I don't think your reply appeared, dude. You must have said something that got you censored by Net and YouTube. Okay, I'll check out your reply. You did get censored by Net and YouTube. Can you see your reply in the chat? Your reply was, they are puppets for Zio money, but now they play the Ant Zio, which is actually part of the plan. But I'm not a Trump supporter, so stop assuming because you always make yourself seem silly. The thing is, what did you say before? Typical leftard, ignorant. You know, like that was something you typed on February 16th for President's Day, overthrow bail live stream. But you're just as evil. You support Kamala. You're low intelligence. You do politics like sports teams. You eat the bread and watch the circus. You're a plebeian. You know, like that's you. That's words that you wrote. That's why I read them in Russian. You advertised songs for Baal, for Baal, for the Epstein god, for the god of the Epstein class. What does that make you? You know, are you sure you want this attention? Because when you say you're not a Trump supporter, yeah, people say that so people listen to them. But you're coming across like an Epstein supporter. Can you denounce Epstein in the chat? Yeah, what's that got to do with anything? Can you denounce Epstein in the chat? Because otherwise I'm about to curse you. Did you know I'm a witch? Like, do you even know what you're fucking with here? I'm going to curse you, Flacurona, This is your chance for the next thing. Okay, fuck you. Cursing you, cursing your family, cursing Trump, Putin, Netanyahu, and Epstein through you. Cursing Charlie Kirk, or what's his name? Erica Kirk, and what's his name? Candace Owens, through you. No, dude, you're a fucking Zio, aren't you? And caught you. Yeah, I can curse you. You're not pagan. What pagan are you? Dude, I can curse the living shit out of you. Like, you fucked up, you dipshit. You can't troll here. Trolling doesn't work here. You're all just bait. Yeah, Flucorona got cursed. What a dumb fuck. Got his family cursed too. What kind of family did you have? Yeah, you're a Nazi. We get it. You're a Trump Putin, you're a Nazi. We caught you. Like, just because you're on Team Candace Owens, Team Tucker Carlson, you're not on our team, bitch. You know? You're a Nazi. We hate you. We hate you more than we hate Zionists. How do you like that? Thanks. Thanks, Voodoo Child. Nice to see you again. You're a fucking Nazi piece of shit. So you got your family cursed. You should go talk to your family. You should leave the internet and call your family or start writing them a letter. If it's too late for you to call them, or if they're asleep upstairs, you should write them a letter. That's what I advise for you. You'll cherish that letter later on in your life when you no longer have your family. Thanks, Voodoo Child. You became the #1. Oh, you must do the reactions. Thanks for doing the reactions. I was going to say, didn't you just leave 2 comments? How did you become the #1? You did the reactions. I love reactions. Reactions remind me of dear old TikTok. Remember our good friend TikTok? See, TikTok is so much more important than Candace Owens or Erica Kirk. I would much rather be talking about TikTok, but I wasn't really sure who I'd be talking to. I'm not even American or in America. That's right. I cursed you. That's the whole thing. You have a family that you could be talking to right now. Instead, you're fucking with me. And I'm a witch. And you claim to be pagan, but you can't say what type of pagan you are. Who's your goddess if you're pagan? Who's your goddess? Name your goddess in chat if you're pagan. You're going to be in trouble with that, bitch. Name your goddess in chat. If you're pagan, name your goddess in chat, you fucking pretend piece of shit. Oh, Freya Morrigan, you piece of shit, dude. You're such a fucking poser. Guess what? They ain't gonna protect you, you dumb bitch. You fucked with a real witch. You fucker. You dumb fuck. Okay. That's a good point. Blood of Dorn. You're like the Sherlock Holmes of the chat. Dude, what a fucking dumbass. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was talking to a complete dumbass, dude. You really should leave the live. I would block you, but you're not worth it. If I block you, if you make me take the trouble to block you or mute you, like that curse is a lot worse. So you're gonna want to just leave. You're gonna want to leave now. You should probably leave. Yeah, it's the lighting. Don't worry about it. You should probably leave. No, you should just leave. I'm not trying to express dominance over you or something. I'm just saying, out of the kindness of my heart, you should leave. Now, if I block you, the curse gets worse. I don't want having to address you this much is making the curse worse. You should leave. You should find Jesus, like literally, find Jesus. I'm also the Church of Judas. Judas replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. So check out the hashtag Church of Judas for how to replace all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. Did y'all want to hear more about witchcraft? What did you guys want to hear more about? What were we talking about before we got so distracted? Were we talking about TikTok? Were we talking about rescuing TikTok from Trump, from the evil Trump talk? Here. I'll draw you guys a card. I'll draw you a parting card for when you leave. When you take the Morrigan with you. When you take, Lear, I'll give you a 6 of swords to take to your Morrigan. I'm not making fun of your goddesses. Like, they're fine. Like, I'm just making fun of you for being a loser. Your goddesses are fine. Your goddesses are perfectly acceptable. You probably spell them correctly and probably can pronounce them better than I can. Anyway. You decided to lead into it. Ooh, take the silver and run. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on, take the silver and run. Yeah, look into the Church of Judas. It's just me. I'm like the literally only person talking about it. But I say a lot about it, and you might enjoy everything I have to say about it. So just put hashtag Church of Judas. I think this live might even be hashtag. No, it's not. But a lot of my content is hashtag Church of Judas. Never go full what? What would you not go full? I would unalive you. Where are you from TikTok? Where you can't say certain words? Are you a TikTok refugee? Did you just come back to net and YouTube where you can't say certain words? Voodoo Child says, a notification today, someone threw away 20 gold bars on accident worth $120,000. Where'd they throw them away to? Are people like going to search the dumpster? That sounds like an interesting fairy tale. I don't know who the Island Boys are. But the thing about saying the R word here, retread or whatever you want to call it, is we haven't said that in America in 40 years. Now, you might be an 80-year-old boomer who says that because you don't realize that people haven't said that in America in 40 years, but you're probably a Russian. Like, anytime somebody says the R word, it just makes me think they're Russian because we don't say it in America. I mean, it's not a medical term we use in America. I don't think it is, you know? I'm just letting people know. Like, when you're trying to troll Americans and you say the R word, it just lets us know you're not American. Because nobody says that. Like, we don't say that in America. We haven't said it in like 30, 40 years. It's like how Russians get, like, you know, some old Charles in Charge t-shirt or something because, you know, somebody in America threw it away and it went through the thrift industry and eventually gets shipped off to Russia like 30 years later. They're like wearing the shit that we used to wear 30 years ago. Like, basically, let's make fun of Russians for a little while because Russians suck, right? They're got to be the stupidest people on the planet or in the history of the planet. I don't know if anybody's ever been stupider than Russians. You'd think the Trump-Putiners are stupider because they're pretty stupid. They're like setting records for stupid. And you'd think the Zionists were stupid. Like, for doing all this genocide on camera. In America, what do you think is going to happen in the near future to your knowledge? Tom Dennis, I'm glad you asked. Tom Dennis says, I have to ask, so where do you think the world is right now? Here in America, what do you think is going to happen in the near future to your knowledge? Well, I think that you're an American, right? You live in America. You identified as an American, right? Am I correct in reading your question that you're an American? You live in America like me? We both live in America, right? Jellin DeFellin says, I belong in jail. Now, Russia's a bunch of idiots. They killed 1.5 million Russians. Putin killed 1.5 million Russians in Ukraine. Those are fucking idiots, dude. That's a dumbass country. Okay, Tom Dennis, you're American. Okay. You're anti-Trump, right? Because you're worried about the state of America. Because Trump, you don't have some type of weird idea that Trump's going to make something good happen. Trump's going to destroy the country, right? I can sense that you're aware that Trump's going to destroy America. I mean, or he could be stopped. But, like, you understand Trump's going to try to destroy America. Trump works for Putin. What does Putin want with America? To destroy us. He doesn't want what he want. He might have plans for the ruins of America. For the post-America world. So it's kind of like, what will happen? I mean, Trump probably will destroy America. It probably won't end up the way Putin wants it to anyway. But, Trump will probably destroy this country. Nobody's stopping him, So he'll probably destroy the country. I mean, if he doesn't destroy the country, I think we'll have a pretty cool country. Because in order to prevent Trump from destroying the country, we have to stop him. We have to do some things to change the country, like elect some different people and stuff, so that he is stopped. Like, that much is clear. We weren't supposed to take this to the level of Trump, though. We were going to stick to talking about Candace Owens and, what's her name? Erica Kirk. What's his name? Erica Kirk and Candace Owens, who are both Nazis. Like, they're just two different types of Nazis, about on the same level of Trump's, Nazi terrorist cell. I'm good, T-Con. How are you? I'm America. How are you? What country are you from? You're going to pass my channel to some people. Dude, you're not, like, threatening. Like, you're not going to accomplish anything. Yeah, dude, nobody's saying anything against the land that Russia is on. Or their flora and fauna. Oh, yeah. Hi, T-Con. Sorry about Pakistan. But at least you guys know that. I don't know. How are you guys with Putin? Have you guys realized that Putin's going to sell out your leaders? Like he did Maduro? In Mother Russia, war waged on you. Jellin the Felon, thanks for being here. Thanks for gelling with us. Tedious every day. Oh my gosh. I wish this pretend pagan would leave us alone. If there's any real witches in the chat, if there's any real spiritual people, if there's any real people, main characters, of course, Jalon the Felon. Thanks for being here. You're like the best person here besides Mezzy. Oh yeah, you have no power here. Be gone. Be gone. You have no power. What we're trying to do is, I'll get you anyway, Pee-wee. We're trying to do, I'll get you anyway, Pee-wee, for fucking Candace Owens and Erica Kirk. Apparently, Erica Kirk has left the country. Were you against the taking of Maduro? Yeah, dude. Okay, hold on. Let's get clear on the taking of Maduro. The taking of Maduro. Kidnapping Maduro. I'm not really cheering on kidnappers, right? Not a fan of ICE. Not a fan of the people who kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. Not a fan of Trump kidnapping kids. Not a fan of Epstein kidnapping kids. Not a fan of Putin kidnapping over 40,000 kids from Ukraine. Not a fan of Netanyahu constantly kidnapping kids from Palestine. Not a fan of any of these kidnappers, right? Pretty much against the Epstein class and their kidnappings. Now, Trump, who's responsible for lots of kidnappings, Donica Putinsky, is responsible for a lot of kidnappings in America and a lot of kidnappings of kids and stuff all around the world, probably. Donica Putinsky kidnapped Maduro, right? I'll tell you a couple reasons I'm not a fan of that. First and foremost, it's all illegal, and everybody in the chain of command who kidnapped Maduro should be in jail. From the generals to the soldiers, they should all be in jail. Okay? The reason they should be in jail, not because I'm such a big fan of Maduro. If it had been Putin, I'd probably let it slide. If it had been Netanyahu, I'd let it slide. But there's a reason why it wasn't Putin and it wasn't Netanyahu. It was Maduro. Probably drug trafficking. If he really is a drug trafficker, it's probably because Trump is a drug trafficker. He traffics in drug traffickers. Meaning he's picking sides in a drug war, a drug, business. But that's not the reason. Part of the reason I'm against the kidnapping of Maduro is it's kidnapping. Part of the reason I'm against the kidnapping Maduro is because it's all illegal and all those people should be in jail. So that, for instance, if you put everybody in jail who kidnapped Maduro, all the way up to the top general, all the way down, Hegseth, all the way down. If you put all those people in jail, you know what you wouldn't be talking about? Invading Greenland. Because you know that anybody who invaded Greenland would be going to jail. But they ain't even talking about putting all those people in jail. I'm like the only person talking about it, right? So, yeah, put them all in jail. But here's some more. Okay, they kidnapped Maduro. They kidnapped his wife. What does his wife have to do with it? But worse than that, they incapacitated at least 32 Cuban guards. After they incapacitated him with like a microwave weapon or something, some type of new weapon they're testing in the field on human beings, they incapacitated 32 Cuban guards and then they killed them. Kind of like they incapacitated American hero, martyr, gun owner Alex Preddy, took his gun and then killed him. Like they will to all gun owners. They got the same excuse for all of you. You own a gun. Okay. That was a hell of a highlight. Thanks for setting me up for that one. Does that make sense? Bloody Dorn? Or Bloody Dom? Is your name Bloody Dorn or Bloody Dom? Blood of Dom? Blood of Dorn? Oh, what about me? What about you, Bob? Did I miss something you said? Oh my gosh. No, I did curse your family. No, I cursed your family. Flacurona. You're fucking dumbass pretending to be a witch. You got your dumbass family cursed. You don't fuck around with people who are more real than you are. Shut the fuck up. Ask for some type of forgiveness or something. Stop acting like some type of badass. You're fucking shit. The Morrigan. Fuck you. I'll be taking action against you. You won't be doing shit, bitch. You need to go take care of your fucking family. Oh my gosh. Stupid fake ass witches. Or fake. He's not even faking to be a witch. He's a fucking pagan. What a piece of shit. He's a fucking Epstein worshipping pagan. U.S. interventionism in Latin America has been the seed of a lot of instability in the region. That's a very diplomatic and nice way of putting it. And the Blood of Dorn agrees. Yes, that is true. If you're brave, just give me the state you're in to help me. Dude, nobody's trying to help you, you fucking dumbass. Smiles in Peace said hi. Hello, Smiles in Peace. Missed out on the last point, but agree they murdered Alex. Well, yeah, they murdered Alex Preddy, but they also murdered all these guards of Maduro. They incapacitated them and then murdered them. Just like they had 5 people holding Alex Preddy down when 2 people shot him in the back 10 times for having a gun. We should mention that Alex Preddy was a gun owner. And the reason they killed him was because he had a gun. They killed him for having a gun in order to send a terrorist message to all gun owners. They will kill you for having a gun. If y'all don't get the message, maybe your NRA's working for Trump, not working for guns. I said, begging. Dude, you're nothing. You don't count. You're a pretender. You're a LARPer. You're a troll. You do not count. What you done? You watch it, bitch. Really think they can arrest the actual people that carried the mission out? Of course they can. Top brass is easy to get to arrest, but the ones on the ground are the most dangerous people. Are you serious? You're literally suggesting that they couldn't arrest the people who kidnapped Maduro because they're too badass? Dude, they could send a robot. They could send 2 robots. They could send 3 robots. They could send 4 robots. You know what they did to that sniper who was sniping cops in LA? He was the first person they drone killed in America. The first person in America, sorry, America's probably drone killed, dozens of, hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people. I don't know how many people America's drone killed, but the first person they drone killed on American soil was a veteran. He was sniping cops in LA. Okay, no, not LA, New Orleans. And they droned him. He was sniping cops. He was successfully killing cop after cop after cop. So he killed 6 or 12 cops or something. So you see the point? You're trying to say that these killers could kill the cops they send after them. Well, if they could, then they send a drone. I don't understand the disconnect. The wannabe pagan is this Flacurona. He's like, I'm a pagan. Only women are witches. He's like 12 or something. I don't see how he should be allowed in the live. Nobody that stupid could be like an adult. This is supposed to be adults only. His channel should probably be banned. Let's look at his channel. His channel activity is, oh, that's your channel. Hold on, that person was fine. Channel activity is he joined 2 months ago. He has 0 subscribers. He's just a troll. I love China. I actually wrote a song for China. I'll sing it to you. It goes like this. I've never been there before. Oh, my grandparents are Navy vets. I've never been there before. But we are the air we breathe. The heart is an open door. All that's between us is you and me. Welcome to China, you're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. Welcome to China, you're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. Now everything you hold dear, and all the love that you can bear, from care for fish in the sea to carefree fireworks in the air. Welcome to China, you're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. I am completely unique. You'll find when you come to share, there are so many of me. I am so special and rare. Welcome to China, you're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. Welcome to China, you're 1 in a billion. 1 in a billion. This guy's begging for a special curse. A special curse just for him. Okay, On the Grind said, oh no, not you. Smiles and Peace said, just saw that horrible video and disgusted that the nearby bar owner still supports these asshats. I know exactly what you're talking about. The video where the bar owner comes out and he's like, hey, ICE, or not ICE, they were National Guard. But isn't it interesting that they're trying to throw some black National Guard under the bus for beating up a retarded guy? I said it. I just finished saying that nobody in America said that in 40 years. I got fucking osmosis from the Nazis. What was he? Cerebral palsy guy. There was a cerebral palsy guy that the black National Guard beat up, right? But why are they throwing black National Guard people under the bus? Why is that the video they're promoting? Well, ICE is kidnapping, shooting people in the back. So they beat up cerebral palsy guy. So they threw his face in the trash. Isn't that what ICE is doing on their lunch break? So you're in Idaho. I'm sorry. There's this stupid fucking Nazi piece of shit in the chat. Use the no-no word. I'm sorry for using the no-no word, Bob. Yeah, that guy's got problems. They've all got problems. Blood of Torch says, use your eyes. It's obvious what state he's in. He isn't hiding it. And the guy's like, so you're in Idaho? I'm sorry. He said he was an American. I have a friend from Idaho. He doesn't talk like him. Jesus Christ, bro. No, not Idaho. Read. Your life changed today. Dude, you've never had an effect on anyone's life ever, besides your mom's. I'm sure you're a huge disappointment to your mom. You should probably call that bitch and talk to her. because you got her cursed. You dumbass. And your stupid Morrigan isn't going to help you. No, dude, I'm not saying that word. I'm doing good, Echo. How are you? Nice to see you again. Thanks for the reactions. Voodoo Child. Is it still Voodoo Child doing reactions? Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. We were supposed to be talking about Erica Kirk. Oh my gosh, we went an hour. We went 50 minutes already. We were supposed to be talking about dumbass Erica Kirk and dumbass Candace Owens, fucking Nazi bitches. We were supposed to be talking about dumbass Nazi bitches, Erica Kirk and Candace Owens. We failed to talk about dumbass Nazi bitches, Erica Kirk and Candace Owens, because some dumbass Nazi bitch in the chat just wasted all the time being stupid. I guess we'll have to go live again in like an hour. I mean, we might have to go live again in like 20 minutes. In like 10 or 20 minutes. These cards are cute. Might have to go live again in like 10 or 20 minutes. That's the 7 of Cups. To the 7 of Cups, tethered to you. When I return, you buried my last 2 weeks. My last 2 weeks of my new times. So it wouldn't seem like a wasted mouthful. A wasted mouthful. Because of a trip that was trapped inside of you. He was trying to help you. He was trying to help you do your threats. But I didn't take it personally, because it was just pointing out how stupid you are. I was trapped inside you. I always imagined that I could. Trapped inside you. Always imagined that I would conjure you up. Conjure you up. So it wouldn't seem like. It wouldn't seem like. This card has something on it. How? That's a really good song. It's called The Last 2 Weeks, but I don't remember the next verse. I know that at some point he gets to the 7 of Cups, tethered to you. Somebody's got a real parent of fetish. Real Oedipus complex going on. I'm not a fat-tard American. What country are you from? Flacorona? What country are you from? It's your first time in the live. A lot of the other people have been here before, so. What country are you from? Thanks. I'll sing you one of my songs. I'll sing you a Foxen song. It goes like this. I know this fellow always has something to say. He's not the one to tell you night from day. And now he's in your town, there's going to be a way. Just go through him to get out of the grave. In these days we're all astray. Amazing. In these nights when all the graves are raves. Who's to say it's all a play? We're gazing worlds away as we fly through the waves. I like this girl, she wants me to turn it in. She asked me where all of my life has been. We never met, just felt that look and then I wanted to turn out all that lies within. In these days we're all astray. Amazing. In these nights when all the graves are raised, who's to say it's all a play? We're gazing worlds away as we fly through the waves. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. Thank you especially to the cool people. Mezzy, Echo. Nice to meet you if you're new. I do have a large collection of Pokemon cards. Love you too, Bob. Thanks for being here. Have you seen Thunderbolts yet? As a classic Bob character who we all love. Sorry about the Nazi detectives in chat. See you guys next time. Or hopefully not some of you. Hopefully never. Hopefully some people never. Hopefully some of you no one ever sees again. But some of you I hope I'll see next time. You'll be back, Jambo? Okay. You're welcome back, Jambo. You didn't say anything. Oh, I'll be live in like 5 or 10 minutes. I just never go more than an hour at a time. I'll be live again in like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. Thank y'all for being here. That guy has a real Oedipus complex. That's cool though. You know. Maybe your mom's hot. Is your mom hot, Jambo? Jumbo, is your mom hot? Is she seeing anybody? I'm interested in your mom, Jumbo. Jumbo, before you go, is your mom seeing anybody? I just took an interest in your mom because all your parental questions made me realize your mom might be smoking hot. Is your mom hot? Jumbo, quickly, before we shut down the live, is your mom hot? Do you have a hot mom? Come on, Jumbo. How sexy is your mom? Stop holding out on me. Put your mom on the chat. Put your mom on the chat, Jumbo. Yeah, it's getting super Freudian in here. I have your face anyway. I'll piss it around. Jumbo, I said she only likes people who have their own house. I'm sorry. I mean, I live in my own house. Does that count? She might like me. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. That's okay. Your mom's probably better off without me. But thanks, though. No, I don't live with my mom. It's cool, though, if people do live with their moms. That would be awesome, I think. I'm jealous of people who live with their moms because that must mean you get along with your mom. I hope. I don't know. I don't know what it means. It's just that's yay, moms. You know, moms are great. All right, later. Talk to y'all later. I'll be live again in like 5 or 10 minutes if y'all want to come back.